Welcome back to Tran wins Baldur's Gate 3. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Wyrmway. I've taken the liberty of going in first so that I can give you a proper walkthrough. In order to open the door from this side, you need to cast a lightning spell on both dragon head torches. And they need to be lit. If you cast it on it and while it's not lit, just light them up. Over here is how you would get in through the reduction in your character size or in gaseous form. And we'll just march on down to the Wyrmway itself. If you fail the Wyrmway missions, you will fight a ton of enemies, and they're worth about 110 XP each. I say this because once we've completed it, you're going to see a lot of 110 EXP at the right side of the screen. That's the game rewarding me for successfully completing the side objectives so that you don't feel deprived that you didn't kill the enemy. The Wyrm's lair. Incredible. The legends were true. We've marked our place among them. We'll prove our worth with untrusted swords and meet the dragon. The good dragon. Or so we pray. Gods bless our endeavor.
Is that Baldur with a bronze dragon? Must have been quite an adventure.
Bronze dragons are good and lightning based.
Baldur and his winged ally admiring the fruits of their labor. The city itself. Baldur sails away and leaves the dragon to watch over his city. Do the histories make mention of this?
While there are exceptions to races, such as Dritz being a good drow, in the D&D world, your alignment is largely dictated by your genetics.
Walking the streets, and I never knew this was under them. What other wonders have I missed?
In order to break through this door, we need courage, insight, strategy, and justice. I guess we'll start with courage first, since he mentions that. Let's see, I think it's this door. Do you want me to cheese this, or do you want me to play it for real? I think we're going to cheese this. Okay, so Gale, if you would please, just cast Sanctuary on me. Oh, we already had Sanctuary set as a memorized spell.
Never a dull moment.
If we were to get in a fight, we would have to fight 8 elementals, or just survive for 4 turns, and it's not really that big a deal.
A champion burns bright, even when rushing waters and moaning winds threaten to extinguish the flames. Take the torch. Withstand the elements. Prove your courage.
Take the torch. Since you'll be watching these in the future, there's a possibility that the Larian Studios will go ahead and patch this out. But right now, they cannot attack me because I am Sanctuary. You cannot drink an invisibility potion, so they've definitely taken that into account. But this is just faster. These guys have absolutely zero loot, and near all these chasms, Karlach can easily knock them off the ledge. This would be a very simple fight, but I figured I'd just cheese it even more. You just sit here for 4 turns. If you try to leave, you'll face something like along the lines of 12 skeletons. I do believe these guys give you experience if you kill them, but I think we're going to level up as it is. One thing I would be cautious of if you're playing this legitimately and you want to kill these guys is there's lots of water on the floor, more than it looks. You're very likely to lightning charge the floor. Your courage is a beacon to meek and mighty alike. May you ever withstand the raging elements. Proceed. Journal of Past Adventures number 4. Let's just go and pick it up then, because you won't let me read it without picking it up. A Lansboard trial. A bloody Lansboard trial. And the ground shakes, crystals fall, and I can hear the rustling of metal against rust. This is the end. Let this be my record. Then we must run. Alright, well, the note mentioned the Lansboard trial. It said there.
Why, this might just be the highlight of our misadventures today.
As long as you haven't shut down your allies when they are trying to offer you help in this area as well as in the justice room, or you can continue to get advice from them. That might come in handy for this dungeon.
Prove your strategic wits. There is but one rule. The Dark King must fall in 2 moves. Are you a commander of armies, or a shivering pawn? Fodder for cleverer minds.
I'm afraid I have little experience with Lansboard, let alone the command of soldiers.
I've been known to shuffle a few knights around in my day. Might I offer a suggestion?
Sorry, but I'd rather think this one through on my own.
No apology required. Take all the time you need.
I only picked that because his dialogue is marginally better when I ask him afterwards. Alright, you play the white forces, and here's your king piece and your queen piece. This is their king piece. You just need a checkmate if you are familiar with chess. If you make an invalid move, one of these hearts will disappear. In fact, let's try it. Let's make an invalid move now. Well, not invalid. I'm sorry. If we make a move that is not a winning move. So we lost the heart as a result of that. And if you lose all the hearts, then you get attacked by a bunch of skeletons. Gale, where are you at in this pile?
Whatever ancient purpose is imbued in these halls, it may not welcome our presence here. We should be wary of whatever lurks beneath the dust.
You mentioned you know about Lansboard. Any advice with the puzzle?
You threaten the Black King with your rook by moving it 1 square right. That gives Black 2 choices. The Black Bishop can take the White Rook, in which case, your queen is free to move 3 squares to the right and checkmate the king under cover of your knight. Or, the king can retreat up and right, and then your knight can move 2 squares left and 1 up to mate the king, while the rook covers all escapes.
Look at this note. Vador and Unglir are gone. Our hubris is evident. Elementals took us by surprise. There are still 3 of us, for now. So let's go and move the rook over, and if you need him to replay his message, you just open up your journal and take a look at the dialogue. He's moved his bishop to take my rook. Now we just need to move the queen in front of the king. And if your board is different, just pay attention to what Gale says. As long as you didn't insult Will on a prior room, you should be okay. The Black King has fallen. May you always crush the wicked, be they pawn, knight, or monarch.
Best be
Proceed.
on my way.
Alright, that is 2 rooms down. This is also an area.
Paintings hung on the wall, almost like an art gallery.
true champion knows justice and eliminates those who stand in its way. Restore the balance of justice.
Justice. No pardon without repentance, and no penalty without mercy. The right path often lies between the extremes.
Mercy, please. Justice should be a harsh lesson. All the better to deter the next vagabond.
If you pick 3 or 4 here, Gale would not even help you with the next with the lance board. I guess when I first saw 3, I just thought that was kind of the neutral option, and I wasn't sure why I wasn't getting the proper triggers for lance board. We'll go and just pick number 1. Will is at least okay with this.
I'm with Asterion here. Off with the criminal's head, I say.
If such a violence is truly justice, then let it never again be called a virtue.
The apple. The painting depicts a red-haired man stealing a shiny apple from a cart in an open-air market. You know this market, the Wide, where Baldur's Gate citizens and visitors gather to conduct trade and wax political.
See, this is one of the kind of dilemmas I have. I don't think this is particularly interesting, but if you're watching the video, you may just want to at least see it for yourself. So we'll go and go through these.
The child. A red-haired man is portrayed with his cloak's hood lowered, giving an apple to a smiling urchin. Several other children are huddled behind the one receiving the apple, hands outstretched. The induction. A red-haired man is depicted in hushed conversation with a dark-haired woman. She wears a cloak with an unusual symbol on it, tally marks totaling the number 9. The theft. A red-haired man is depicted in the Hall of Wonders, thieving what looks to be a priceless artifact. It's an astrolabe of entrapment. It could hold a dozen djinn within it, perhaps even more. The chase. A red-haired man is depicted running through the city streets, a flaming fist officer chasing just behind. A cloaked woman, hair dark as a raven, looks on from a safe distance. The judgment. A stern judge, his pockets full of coin, orders a red-haired man to the gallows. A shiny apple rests on the ground nearby.
Okay, so that is the story of a man who was sentenced to hang for stealing a super expensive item, which probably belonged to this judge.
Behold, the paintings tell the tale. My judgment is rendered. The thief earns his due.
We take a look at him. He has a shrouded sentence. The judge is obscuring paintings within 6 meters, preventing judgment being passed on an accused soul. So the game is telling me that 1, we can't see these paintings within the 6 meters. We'll have to move him or get rid of him. 2, these paintings are the key to helping the soul move on. And 3, it says cursed. Well, the game has, for the longest time, had a fairly benign spell. Remove curse. Touch a creature or object to remove all curses and hexes affecting it. Done. Alright, so this is just a multiple choice test. Let's go and take a look at all 3.
The hanging. A red-haired man is depicted hanging from a gallows as a crowd looks on. You notice a child in the crowd, a falling tear leaving a trail on his cheek.
The child is to suggest maybe it's a little too much.
Freedom. A red-haired man walks the streets of Baldur's Gate, clad in a billowing cloak. You catch a glimpse of a sly smile beneath his hood and a golden coin in his hand.
A thief walks free. Is this truly justice?
I don't know, Will. My half-orc never went to 3rd grade. Of course it's not truly justice.
The cell. A stern prison guard slides a warm meal into the thief's cell. The red-haired man has a 10-day left to serve, judging by the scratchings on the wall behind him.
Alright, so I'm going to pick this up by clicking on the name plate. You can also right-click it, but well, this is fine. And then we click on this empty slate and drop off the cell.
You banished the dishonorable judge and applied lex talionis, the principle of the sentence being proportional to the crime. You are a paragon of justice.
Proceed. As you enter this room, make sure to talk to this statue to help you trigger your next clue from your teammate once you've done the next step. You need to both talk to the statue and then done the next step.
A good leader has the insight to find good counsel. As a war reaches its end, there is one who doesn't advise for the city's prosperity. Find him and strike him down.
A little much, don't you think? But okay. It's like a DC 15 or something. Yeah, DC 15, but you do have an advantage. I think you can only get 1 book per person. So that's why I'm just rotating to the next person. So Lae'zel is F2. Harlack will be F3. And you can make it easier to click on them if you were to pause time. There we go.
Come on! I won't hurt you on purpose.
Alright. Then we'll go and read these. Well, okay. We're gonna just open them up, but I'll let you read them if you'd like to pause. One of these books we've already read in in Kethric's Tower. Come on, I went to Lae'zel. Go ahead and pause if you want. And finally, the Virtues of Union.
Don't waste a step.
Move around, maybe that'll wake Will up so that he can tell me that he has the solution. I already know what the solution is. I'm just trying to get him to recognize it. I figure walking around should do it. Maybe.
The solution's plain as the high moors in midsummer. Let's chat.
Alright, there we go. Just go ahead and close that one. Well, there you are. A lot of my characters wear green.
This place is astonishing. A bard's legend made real.
Well, you had an idea about the insight trial, yes?
Yes. Swelto's ethic of war would lead to endless conflict. No city could survive it. Swelto is the one you should strike.
Not that our characters should know what Swelto looks like, but this one's Swelto. The chick. I would have figured with the name ending in O would probably be a guy, but no. Strike Swelto, and then you win. An insightful decision. The tree of peace bore lasting fruit. Proceed. If any of my allies fall off the bridge, I'll just resurrect them. I'm not. Then we get a massive amount of experience points. Okay, when the game lagged like that, I thought they did fall in. Yeah, that's a lot of experience points. This is not a bug. It's not a cheat. This is the experience points you would have gotten if you have failed these trials and then had to fight the numerous skeletons. Dragon's Sanctum.
With courage does the hero march. Fettered by the taxing chains of fear, a stalwart soul must ever persevere. With insight does the hero choose. Guidance born of ancient wisdom proven. Peace, not strife, the undenied conclusion. With justice does the hero rule. Lead not the guiltless lamb to bloody slaughter, nor cleanse the lion's sins in sacred water. With strategy does the hero scheme. A cunning mind, 100 steps ahead, your allies close, your rivals stunned in dread. Worthy you are found. Go forth, hero, seize your fate, and rise, great Wyrm, heart of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, you seriously hid this puzzle behind a simple chess problem and a simple justice issue. Very, very simple justice issue. What do we have here?
Hells. The great Wyrm is nothing but bone and memories.
Once you try to search the worm, the next event happens. But if you want, you can run over here and pick up this treasure. We'll go and deal with the worm first. The Tran way.
The dragon's spirit floods your mind and memory in a great torrent of power. He is with you. He is within you. He is you. The next words that spill from your mouth are not yours, but the worm's.
I am Ansur, heart of the gate, butchered in flesh, risen in spirit.
Search your mind for what possesses it.
Ansur wends his way through your mind like an unstoppable river. Your body is unmoving, yet thought flows effortlessly between you. The spirit pauses, and you feel the astral prism stir. Ansur senses the Emperor's presence within it.
Answer me, Facey. Why have you come?
I never shy away from a challenge.
A deep sigh resonates within you. The torrent stills, only disturbed by the dragon's next words.
Brack, my words aren't meant for you. They're meant for him.
The Emperor stirs in the astral prism, then in you. Calm, curious, and detached.
Baldur. Your presence has stirred me, as it ever did. I am awakened.
Ansur, it's been too long.
Baldur? No, I don't believe it.
He called you Baldur.
A name I once answered to. A name I did not expect to hear again. Least of all from the mouth of an old friend.
Friend. Yes. And more. Until you killed me. Have you come to dance on my bones, Baldur? Was slaying me not satisfaction enough?
Satisfaction? No. You left me no choice.
You had every choice. You were becoming illithid. I offered you merciful death. You chose to fight. And now you bring your thrall before me. How far has the great Balduran fallen?
Answer the question, Mind Flayer. You owe it to us.
Stillness. Ansur's consciousness hovers just above yours, searching, seeing.
Dear Ansur.
Enough! I gave you everything, Balduran. And you repaid me in slaughter. It is time I return the favor. Let my bones rise and the storms gather. Witness Balduran. The final tempest has come. I am the heart of the gate. I am the one who roars. This time, you will not escape it.
If you thought Baldur repaid you in slaughter, you haven't seen anything yet. Finish standing up so I can beat you back down. Because he has a retaliation strike, if you hit him before he finishes standing, the game locks up. The first time we entered this area, I had my full party, and every time he'd do a lightning blast, it would hit 3 or 4 people, doing about 40 damage each. It was horrendous. It did not go well. We won, but it was a bloody battle. But the other extreme of that is what we're doing now. I'm gonna solo this guy. That's actually not the hard part. The tough part is, if I want the achievement, I have to defeat him while he's charging up his super attack. And when he's charging his super attack, he is resistant to all forms of damage. Basically, his defenses go up another level. At the moment, he is immune to lightning and poison and resistant to necrotic. We'll have to land a perilous stakes on him and then do enough damage to kill him. He starts his laser charge when he's about 55 or 60% life left. These are some anti-undead arrows. Unfortunately, just miss. I was hoping that I would hit him and then he would retaliate against me. We'll go cutting action dash. Anyways, I was hoping that I would hit him with the arrow and he would retaliate his lightning strike against me, doing damage to his myrmidons. I am taking no damage because lightning requires a dexterity save. So I built my character to be evasive. I don't know anything about 5th edition, but I did spend a lot of time min-maxing characters in computer RPGs for Neverwinter Nights, which I think is like 2nd edition or something. The counter to lightning is anybody that uses dexterity. Since you see me that I'm punching and kicking, I'm a monk. Let's go dash again. This time let's just end in the middle. That should be fine. If I don't end next to him, when the Myrmidons move, they could go up and heal him. But I'm tired of using up one of my bonus actions just to catch up. See, like that. If I was hugging the dragon, I would be part of that healing. Though I can only take 5 hit points. It would still be healing. Here we go. Perilous stakes. Okay, it's landed. Now, time to get this taken care of. We'll start with a potion of speed. We'll save the action surge for the next round when that's... Actually, no, we should probably do it right now. If I could stun him, that would be even better. Okay, I can't kill him. I don't want to kill him yet. On the next move, he will start charging. The reason why I wanted to do so much damage at that moment was that's at the very threshold before he started charging, and you can see all these little red pips. He's vulnerable to that. But once he starts charging, my perilous stakes, which makes him vulnerable, and his charging ability, it's gonna even out, and then I would have done half the damage. I'm gonna go ahead and try to kill these guys instead. Which I get 2 points of key. Okay. I want more key. This is going to take an action point. We'll save an action. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, I think so. Down. Let's go and Misty Step off this electricity. And then we wait for him to charge. That's what you think. Reactions. Where is it? Luck of the Far Realms. This thing keeps moving. It was in the upper sections last I saw.
Baldur, what have you done?
Crash landing.
Ansur. I never thought I'd see him again.
So it's true. You're Baldur.
I was. Now, I am much, much more. But it seems you are more interested in my past.
I just need to know if you're going to kill me like you killed your last friend.
I killed Ansur out of necessity. For the crime of being a Lilithid, he would have killed me first. It's like I always told you. I was just like you, an adventurer who yearned for greatness. And in mortal terms, I achieved it. As captain of the Wandering Eye, I acquired enough gold to found Baldur's Gate. I stayed for a while to watch my city grow. But it was not enough. I grew restless again. The sea called to me, and I ran to her with open arms. Life at sea was not easy. Our last adventure was ruinous. My ship was destroyed, my crew lost, but my spirit was far from broken. I was determined to return in triumph once again. I heard of treasure in Moonrise. I strove to find it. What I found was an illithid colony, where I acquired a tadpole much like yours, and became a mind flayer, enthralled to the Elder Brain. It was Ansur who found me. Ansur who pulled me from the Brain's domination. Ansur who brought me home. He sought to cure me of my sickness, called on every healer he could find, nearly broke his spirit in the attempt. But he failed to understand. I wanted no healing. I was not sick.
So you killed him?
Even after he had exhausted all possibility of reversing my condition, he still clung to hope. I tried to convince him of my reality. I was on the cusp of greatness beyond my wildest dreams. But all he could see was a mind flayer. He came to me as I slept, a mercy killing in his mind. I saw the tears. I felt his grief. I had no choice but to kill him first. It was an act of self-preservation.
I admire your commitment to survival, but your methods are questionable.
There were no alternatives. In my place, you would have done the same. Do not think that I am ignorant of what I have lost. I may not regret my actions, but I do regret that they were necessary. While the past is beyond my influence, the present is not. It is time we move on. 2 nether stones remain in the hands of the Chosen. We must find them before we confront the Brain.
He says in his place we would have done the same, but Lae'zel put us in that place, and we talked her down. Dear Ansur, I've said it 1,000 times and I'll say it again. There is no cure, and that's alright. I'm fine. More than fine. I'm better than I've ever been, so why torture yourself like this? Of course, I know why. Remember Yal Tengri? You and I sailed together for months, seeking the Great Spire. By the time we found it, we were sick as dogs, but you never left my side, not for a moment. Even though you could have simply chosen to fly. You told me there was something about experiencing it with me, through my eyes. You wanted to share in my passion for the adventure. It was, you said, a privilege. The truth is, the privilege was mine. You are the greatest thing that ever happened to me, Ansur. I never had to ask you for anything, but I'm asking you now to stop. I may no longer feel my feelings, but I know yours, and yours are agony. It doesn't have to be this way. Be free, Ansur. Fly. And know that even if I'm not beside you, I will always have been your Baldur. Before we look at the sword, let's take a look at this object that's over here. It is the Helm of Baldur.
The Helm of Baldur.
The worm's tempest and his roar hurtle through you. Ansur's essence still lives within the helm, instilling you with power for as long as you wear it.
Great Helm of Legends. It's a little dorky looking, but I guess that's, me talking, right? I wear this giant thing with horns or eagle fins or whatever they are. This is what it looks like. I mean, this gives me 2 hit points per turn, +1 armor class, saving throws, can't be stunned, can't be critically hit, and I still think I'd rather wear this. I'm not sure. I mean, realistically, since I have 10 people, is it 10? Is it 10 now? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I got 10 people, and not having the best helmet on my character is not going to break me. Baldur's Giant Slayer. On a hit, double the damage from your strength modifier. This weapon grants you advantage on attack rolls against large, huge, or gargantuan creatures. Giant form. You deal 1d6 extra damage, 27 temporary hit points. Topple the big foe. Deal additional damage equal to your proficiency bonus. Large, huge, or gargantuan creatures take an additional 2 to 12 slashing damage and must succeed a strength saving throw or fall prone.
Light on my feet.
That would lead back to where the dragon was. We have completed the Wyrmway. It was quite the battle. It took me probably about 2 hours to get the footage that you will have seen. I haven't edited, but yeah, it took a long time to do enough damage, land the perilous stakes. It did not flow that easily. We'll say 10, 15 tries to get this. Thank you very much for watching. Tran wins Baldur's Gate 3. I'll see you next time.